Cat Fingers was written by someone named Cat. Neat, she should be an expert. You're hosing the truck with the fucking doors open? The mayor's gonna sit down on a wet sponge when he goes to drive this thing. I think the low quality face designs they sometimes use is actually a good thing. Otherwise you get faces like this.
If we do this right, we might get political favors.
I'm no politician, at least not professionally, but I don't think there's any worthwhile political favors the mayor of a town this small could give you. What is Beach City's population? Like 30? I'm sure this is just a Greg dad joke, though. It's that fucking weird hand thing they do in cartoons. You guys ever watch Overanalyzing Avatar? He started pointing out this weird hand pose they always do, and now I can't stop seeing it. It's everywhere, like some kind of secret symbol. The mayor definitely lost some hair between when this head was made and now. This scene plays up shapeshifting like it's something totally new that the new viewers wouldn't have seen before, but we saw it in Together Breakfast 2 episodes ago. They didn't give it much of a spotlight, but it was there. Also, I appreciate that the writers gave Amethyst long hair even in her cat form.
Got you guys!
Amethyst!
Pretty cool, Amethyst.
This line delivery is definitely calling forward to the fact that Greg is not exactly a fan of shapeshifting. Amethyst starts out as this weird, lumpy, fucked up seal before shapeshifting into a regular seal. Kinda weird. Also, Pearl is actually using a stool in this scene. What do you think she's even doing with a microscope and all these beakers? I don't think Pearl ever even does science in the rest of the show. Engineering, sure, but not science. Alright, we got Purple Puma, which appears later in Tiger Millionaire, and a Blue Jay, which is an obvious reference to Regular Show, which was playing on Cartoon Network at the same time that Steven Universe was airing.
All gems have shapeshift powers, Steven. We can turn into objects, we can change parts of our bodies, or we could do that.
Womp womp!
It took me a long while to get used to shapeshifting as part of the magic system the first time I watched this show. Something interesting that this show does is give different abilities to different gems. All of these things are seen in later episodes, but Pearl has her holograms and her little pocket dimension, Amethyst is strong for her size and can regenerate faster, and Garnet, of course, has future vision. For some reason, shapeshifting is something that's universal to gems, apparently. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it would have been cool if it was a unique ability. I'm talking about this show's magic like it should be airtight. Shapeshifting is pretty soft magic anyway. Where are you going? Weren't you just doing science? Sometimes the gems just leave, and I always wonder what they're doing. Maybe Pearl is going to collect fucking dirt samples or something. I bet you didn't know that all the cat fingers are played by Ian Jones-Quartey.
I shapeshifted my finger into a cat!
Whoa! Is that a thing you can do now?
This is probably the first time Greg found out that Steven could do anything magic. It's a perfect reaction, and a great line delivery.
That'll be $1.05, Steven.
Sales tax here is 6%. I know this. I know every pointless detail. That's why I'm here. Same. This is just me when I worked retail. Lars must have fucking snatched that dollar during the cutaway. I think the most unrealistic part of this episode is that these cats aren't trying to maul each other, being forced to be this close all of a sudden.
Whoa! You worked a deep fryer now?
Whoa, indeed. That's some direct continuity from last episode. PD wanted a more respectable job than being in a mascot costume, and now he's got it.
You know who would love this? Your older brother. Yo, Ronaldo!
What's up, Dad?
Here's Ronaldo's first proper introduction, even though he appeared last episode. A lot of people hate this character, and I get it. This might be my hottest take ever, or at least this early on, so get your keyboards ready to leave comments. I think Ronaldo is a great character. He's unlikable, but that's the point. People in the show hate him too. If he just acted the way he does without the characters reacting to it realistically, then that would make for a bad character. One of the main reasons people hate him, I think, is that he has the focus of one of the worst episodes in the show. We'll get to that one in a few seasons. Overall, I like him. I think he's fine.
It's my blog! Keep Beach City Weird!
Keep Beach City Weird was an actual Tumblr blog run by the crew, and it ran in real time with the show. Whenever Ronaldo takes a picture in this show, there's a picture on that blog. Here's the one from this episode, and I'll definitely include other ones when they show up. Also, the name is a direct reference to the slogan, Keep Austin Weird.
we're taking the gem sloop out to sea to fight a living island.
I want to see a living island. Oh, hey, Steven, I didn't know you were doing analysis. Yeah, I'm gonna keep complaining about the Steven's point of view rule whenever it does shit like this. A living island sounds cool as fuck, but all we get is the show spitting in our coffee. That's what it feels like anyway. First of all, that's a cutter, not a sloop. Second, I always thought this thing was so weird and out of place. Not only because it's so small, but like, add it to the list of weird, unexplained things that have only ever appeared in Season 1. Along with the light cannon, the scroll from Together Breakfast, the shooting star whenever we get there.
It's nothing. I just turned all my fingers into cats.
God, I don't know how many of you were watching Cartoon Network in 2013, but they used this clip in every preview when it was first coming out. It's so burned into my mind at this point.
No more cat fingers. I want Steven fingers. And I don't mean little me heads on fingers. I mean my regular fingers.
You know when a show's art and animation style is good? When they don't even have to draw something like this. A character can just describe it out loud and you know exactly what it would look like. Imagine if this show did a Family Guy style cutaway every time they did a joke like this. It would be so much worse.
Amethyst! Pearl! Garnet!
The freaky part of this episode begins. Steven is genuinely distressed at this point, maybe even in pain. You know what's fucked up other than Steven being a John Carpenter monster? Greg's been in Beach City long enough that this probably isn't the first magical monster he's had to deal with. I'm sure the gems were there to help him, but still.
Steven?
Oh, the horror is so good in this one. I don't care that it involves cute little cats. This is fucked in the best way possible. I thought the horror in the last episode was good, but that was a pretty by-the-books monster. Name one other cartoon that does fucking body horror. This isn't even an uncommon occurrence in this show either. Greg nearly got mauled here. Just saying, those things are like a foot away from his face.
Turn on the super wash!
No, I won't do it. It's too dangerous.
What would it be like to just walk through a running car wash? That has nothing to do with the show, and sorry to take everyone out of the moment, but it's just something I've always thought about.
I'm a monster! I'm an adorable cat monster!
No, you're not. You're my son.
Alright, I'm gushing, but just listen to that dramatic piano in the background. This scene is fantastic, and quite possibly my favorite out of the episodes I've covered so far. I'll shut up about it now and just keep analyzing. I'm no car wash designer, at least not professionally, but this 90-degree turn in the middle of the car wash is a total hazard. Imagine if anyone with a big American pickup tried to wash it here. It would just get stuck. Greg's van is entirely absent from this episode. I'm not making a point here, it's just something I noticed.
Steven! Okay, let me see it.
That line read was so good. Pearl is such a mom in the early show. As far as I know, this dock outside the temple doesn't appear again. If it does and I'm wrong, I'm gonna be so mad.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Okay, that's enough.
Whoa, did Garnet just... Is that personality? Is she gonna become an interesting character eventually? This episode is genuinely awesome. It's my favorite one so far. It's entirely magic focused, and the magic is crazy. This show does soft magic really well. If the cats having their own minds goes against established rules but makes for a better episode, fucking go for it. It's not a high adventure like so many people got accustomed to later in the show, but it's got everything. Even the gems are here. Only Amethyst does anything, but she's a key player for the story. I'm still weirded out by the gem sloop, and sad that we didn't get to see a living island, but overall, this is a great episode. Alright, do those like and subscribe-y things. Check out my blog, sourcemaster.net. There's a link in the description. I don't post much. I should. Anyway, next week is Bubble Buddies.